Today is World Cancer Day, and advocates are urging us to close the care gap. We look at the import of this on the breakfast this morning as a survivor shares her experience with us. Also, the Nigeria-Ghana rivalry is set to resume as the neighboring nations need to go past each other if they must be at the Qatar 2022 World Cup. What are the chances of Nigeria's Super Eagles on this one? We'll also have a review of today's newspaper headlines. It's one you would want to miss with our expert analysis right here on The Breakfast. Welcome to The Breakfast on PlusTvAfrica. I am Kofi Bartels. It's a brand new Friday, and we're back with very interesting conversations for you on The Breakfast. All right, of course, we have a topic, a discussion rather on World Cancer Day. We'll be having our guests joining us on the program this morning. But of course, we also have a discussion on sports. The ongoing African Nations Cup has got into the last two teams, but we'll not be looking at that today. If maybe time permits, we will. But Nigeria and Ghana will be going at each other again. Another chance for Twitter to go haywire. What are the chances of Super Eagles on that one against the Black Stars of Ghana? We'll be discussing that with Mighty Judge. But let's take a look and feel of the pulse of what's been trending, stories that Nigerians have been talking about. That's what we bring to you every single morning, and today will be no different. Well, a video popped up online, and this was really, really scary. It was about an explosion on an FPSO. What exactly is an FPSO? An FPSO is you can see the pictures on your screen, a floating production, storage and offloading vessel. This is what the oil and gas companies use offshore. It's called floating because it has to be on water. And what we're told is that that floating production, storage and offloading vessel was destroyed by an explosion, and there are fears growing over the fate of its crew. There are fears growing over the fate of its crew. This is on the high waters somewhere off the coast of Delta State, located in OML 108, and it's operated, we're told, by an indigenous player in the oil and gas sector, Shiba A&P Company Limited, or SEPCO for short. And this is the called the Trinity FPSO. You don't have such facilities existing on their own. You usually have human beings manning these facilities. And the Trinity Spirit FPSO was rocked by the blast in the early hours, we're told, of the morning of the 3rd, or the 2nd rather, of February 2022. There were multiple news reports, and so we had to dig into the bottom of this, and also to monitor what people were saying online. The latest we have is that the SEPCO chief executive, he is Ikemefuna Okafor. He was cited yesterday by Reuters news agency as saying, quote, at this time, there are no reported fatalities, but we can confirm that there were 10 crew on board the vessel prior to the incident, and we are prioritizing investigations with respect to the safety and security. A lot of comments coming from that, video showing the explosion. People were concerned, first of all, about the safety of the crew, if there were any, on that floating facility. Also, Nigerians were expressing concern about the environment. Some saying, the fishes in the water, the aqua life and all that will be affected. People are concerned about the oil spillage. You can see the water there looks clean. It looks green. It looks sort of greenish blue. So that's something very, very, very somewhere on the high sea. So we don't want to be seeing a lot of these oil spillages because we've suffered a lot of it for too long. The Niger Delta said to be the most polluted delta in the world. But the fishermen, Clean Nigeria Associates and Chevron, which operates the nearby Kravos facility. So this floating production, storage, and offloading terminal belonging to Sepcol is not far from the Escravos facility in Delta State. So I think that gives people an idea. Particular to the next one. This one is management of schools in Kwara State to allow the use of the hijab by willing Muslims without forcing it. It's been a contentious issue, hijab. A government delegation, we're told, led by the Commissioner for Education in Kwara State, has gone to that school twice, to try to resolve the matter. We've also seen violence, and it went physical when an unidentified man rushed to the school to inform other protesters of a machete cut. That's really, 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 really sad. Now, we're told that this triggered an angry reaction from the Muslim protesting parents as they looked around for various weapons to defend themselves. But thankfully, the members of officials of the Nigeria police force responded to quell the situation. Also, we're told, apart from the Nigeria police force, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, who might be scrapped in the coming months, were also there to quell the situation. These are very disturbing images coming from Kwara State. So very, very disturbing images. And we just hope for the best as far as that situation is concerned. Now, the last story we've been monitoring, and this one has also got a lot of Nigerians talking. This one, I don't know if you saw it coming, but we're told that the president, Muhammadu Buhari, has launched what he calls the national or revised national policy on population for sustainable development. So this is saying the federal government is muting population control in Nigeria, a population control policy in the country. Now, how about that? We hear about population control in countries like China, where they have the one family, one child policy, which has been relaxed a bit in recent years. But when this news erupted, Nigerians started reacting. Why is government going ahead, to embark on a population control policy? Opinion has been divided amongst those who've been commenting on this, some for and some against. But this is the revised national policy on population control for sustainable development. The president is stressing the need for urgent measures to address Nigeria's high fertility rate. And this is something that some experts have talked about in the past. And we've asked this question before in the media. It's been discussed on television, on radio, online. The growth rate of the Nigerian population, it's something that needs to be discussed. And finally, the government is doing something about it. They want to address Nigeria's high fertility rate through expanding access to modern contraceptive methods. People are saying, okay, may all this is grammar, expanding access through modern contraceptive methods. But the president also inaugurated the National Council on Population Management, chaired by himself, very importantly, the vice president also as a deputy chairman of this National Council on Population Management. And you have the heads of relevant ministries, departments, and agencies there. If the president is sharing this himself, it means that he takes it very personally. So this was put out by Femi Adesina, who is the president's special assistant on media and publicity yesterday. So it's become a contentious issue. Some are saying, no, start from the north. Some saying start from the south. Some saying that the president's people will kick against it, and all this. Some saying they need to start from the lawmakers first. They're giving birth to law and all that. People are looking at the geopolitics and the cultural dynamics in different parts of the country. Some saying start from the National Assembly. A whole lot of people are making fun of it. But these are real and serious issues that need to be talked about. And some are actually, suspecting that the federal government is just trying to balance things out with both policies, the National Policy for Sustainable Development on Population for Sustainable Development, and the National Council on Population Management. Opinion is divided. They say, okay, this is just trying to balance things out. But the crux of the matter is that Nigeria, as a country, is embarking on a population control policy. How will this be implemented? How will this be carried out? Are we going to see the government saying We want to have one child now in Nigeria. Experts have linked some of the conflicts in the country and the difficulties to the exploding population. And for those who live in urban centers, especially cities like Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and so on, they'll realize that these cities have experienced a population explosion in recent years. And this is something, short break, and when we come back, we dive into the pages of the national dailies. Stay with us.
This is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Booking November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on PlusTvAfrica.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
You win some, for you the best chances of winning. For betting on live soccer matches, live dog races, and virtual games.